It's Ann and Kayla from the Salty Yankee, and we are going to put together a couple 3D letters today. I'm not sure if we're going to get through all three, but at least maybe Kayla. Do you think you'll get through all three, Kayla?
I don't know. I definitely was assembling like the letters themselves because now I'm an expert on that. But the rest of it, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was just telling Kayla before we went live that I'm gonna experiment today. So sort of like with the craft along, I feel like there's more room to experiment, and like you're not ready, like you're not on here anticipating that we're going to like totally wow you. So I just want to make sure, can you guys hear us and is everything good? Because I'm actually, let me see, what am I seeing here? Just want to make sure. For whatever reason, I know it's always like a second before we have all our stuff. Okay. Just want to make sure I can see everything. Okay. Oh, good. Oh, hi, Liz. Oh, wait, no, Anne. I thought that was custom paper decor, but custom decor by Anne. Thank you that letting us know you can hear us. Okay. So, Kayla, what are you assembling first?
I think I'm going to do the letters, but do you want me to show how the system works on it?
Yes,
okay.
Please do.
So should I just like get right into that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me move my stuff and let me move you down a little. Okay. So I'll do the letter D.
And I'll switch you over to the big screen.
Ooh, yay.
Okay.
Okay, so, well, firstly, I'm doing it in 6 inches just to save paper, but these can be cut up to 10 inches and all still fit on a 12 by 12 mat. So you won't have to do any like slicing or anything to make it up to 10 inches. You might actually be able to make it 11. I didn't try, but 10 is
twist. Yeah, if
exactly.
You switch over a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you were to twist it.
So you go diagonal because most of her tabs, like if I'm looking at A, for instance, there are only 2 tabs that are like really long, and the rest are more like little baby ones. So as long as these 2, you can actually resize it and go diagonal, and then the rest, I bet you can go up to probably I would do 11.5 inches, right? Because your letter is going to be the size of this is going to be 11.5.
Yeah, because it just depends on the letter. Some letters have the long sides and some don't. So some of them you might be able to make them 11.5, but they're all set for 10. All 26 letters are set for 10.
Awesome.
So each one, let me see if you can see that. So each one on the tab has these little dots. These ones are square. Let me pull up this other one. And then these ones are circle. So the square ones means that it's for the inner lines. So not all of them will have the squares. If it's like an S, it won't have anything inner. And then the circle ones are for the outer perimeter. So I'm going to put the square ones aside for now.
Okay. And we have, Kayla, if you can just give me a second. So Sarah's asking, where can we purchase the files? So for the dad, for these 2 letters, you can just go to Instagram and go to Kayla's profile, the Salty Yankee, and she has the free files in her profile link just for the free download for this project. If you want the full set, it's included in our Oola package. So it's $29. You get the files that you see back here, the crazy awesome projects. There's 5 of them, plus a ton of like files and clip art, and the clip art is also in SVG files so that you can really customize. So all of that is together, including the 26 letters. And then Lorraine is asking us, what are the measurements for the letters? I cut 6 inches. Kayla also cut 6 inches, but you can cut, like she was saying, up to 10 inches, and probably some you can cut even bigger. I think you can probably easily cut 11.5 inches.
And when you upload these particular files in, they'll upload into Design Space at the right size. So these will upload to cut at 6 inches. And then when you upload the file that's the details, I think it's like 6.8 inches because it's your little bobber has it's taller. But when you upload it, if you want to cut 6-inch letters, it's already set.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. No, these Kayla is just working away like madly on all these. I mean, now the files are all done, but
Yes.
I mean, she was creating like crazy. But so she was saying, so you can line these up. So again, the squares are for like anything that has like a little insert, like the A has this little middle part. So that's going to be your squares. And then if you notice, the circles all are they have like a number to them, right? So like I'm doing A right now. So my A has like this one has 1 circle, this one's got 2 circles, 3, and then 4. So we're gonna go in order. And Kayla, sorry, you can start again.
It's fine. So yeah, so like what she was saying was like one has 1 dot, and then the next one has 2 dots, and then 3 dots, and so on. And so the order that they go in is so on every letter it starts on the top and it goes clockwise around. So you'll put your 1 and then your 2 and then your 3 clockwise on all of them. And I mean, you don't even really need to use that system because it's just kind of easy to see like based on the length, but it just makes it a lot easier. I've seen people where they'll line them all up in a line and like glue them all first. Do you do that?
So when I first started, I did because I thought, oh, that'll make it easier. I'll know where everything is. But I will say the problem with that is once you are off, like there's no returning back. Like you're just going to keep getting off and off and off. So I've stopped doing that and I just do tab by tab. And so you guys might not appreciate this, but for me, I appreciate this system because when I cut my letters, I cut them all at one time. It's not like I'm cutting my A all together and then pull them off the mat. Like I'm cutting everything all at once. So this is such an easier system to find all your letters, to find all your tabs for each letter. Kayla, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're right too, because if you lose one, you know which one you lost too. I didn't even really think of that.
And sometimes, a lot of times, they're very obvious where they go, but sometimes it is not obvious. And this will be helpful. So
the M and the W, they're essentially the same. Those ones it's useful to know where they go because they have a lot of sides.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm doing something a little bit different than what Kayla had originally designed. So my A is going to look like, let me think about this. What am I doing? Okay, I know. I'm crafting on the fly because I saw it and I wanted to try a couple different things. So for my A, I'm actually not going to do the inside. I'm not closing my letter A. I'm going to leave it open. So I've got some layers. So I'm just gonna start working on mine. And Kayla, I'm gonna switch over mine just so that you can see it now that we've talked about it. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by I'm not gonna close it. So this one is for the Oola workshop. So with this L, it may not look different right now, but if you get a closer view, you'll see that my L is not closed. So I can poke my fingers in. I've got the flowers up on top, which I love this look, by the way. So I want to replicate this with the letter A. So the way I'm going to do it is as I glue down my I want to make sure that I'm looking at this correctly. So I know that I'm going to be gluing this tab down because I've got my textured cardstock on the outside facing this way. So on this one, just to make it really strong, you can glue this down like this. So the tabs, or you can cut off the tabs. I'm going to glue mine down. All right. And let me see. I'm going to check out these comments really quickly. Oh, Linda is on. She says, school's out and I'm ready to have a craftastic summer.
Yay!
I hope you're joining our Oola workshop. I am in love with all the projects. And you guys know, like at some point, I'm going to break out all my projects because I love them so much and I want to showcase them. All right, let's see. And Kayla, are you using your glue gun at all?
No, I have one, but I'm not going to use it for this. I've just been using my Barely Art because it holds really good, and I need the small tip anyway. So
I've been going back and forth a little bit. I use both, but I do like. I just like having the option of still moving things around a little bit.
yeah. I was using, when I was first designing the files and doing all the test cutting, because they took a lot of test cuts to get them right. I was using a tape gun at first, and it was like a huge nightmare because once it's down, it's kind of down. Like you don't really get to mess with it afterwards. But then when I switched to using glue, I was like, okay, if it was wrong, I could kind of like wiggle it a little bit and get it into place where I want it.
And then, so when you were doing your test cuts, Kayla, when do you glue your tabs to attach the tabs, if that makes sense? Like my A right now, this little piece that needs to attach to this other tab.
Oh, I guess just as I go. So when I do the first one, when I'm attaching the second one, I glue it then. Do you wait until the end?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Oh.
But I don't have like, it just depends. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I don't have, for me, like a lot of times I do things because there's, I don't know. I try to think of a good reason as to why you should do something, you know? And I haven't noticed the difference between gluing it first or after or anything like that. I mean, other than gluing all the tabs together so that you have one continuous tab, I don't recommend that. But other than that, like I don't really care when you glue it.
Yeah, I don't have enough confidence in myself to glue them all first. Because you're right, like once you're in at that point.
Oh, I know.
One thing I did learn though, which I need to follow my own directions because I didn't do it this time, but it's easier to do the inside first, I think.
Oh,
then
yeah,
you're not
definitely.
reaching back in. But I forget, and then I have to go back and do it anyway.
You're so funny. The other nice thing about this file is you always know, it's always like this end goes to one that doesn't have an end. So it's, you know which side goes, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, each one only has one tab. None of them have a tab on both sides.
Yes.
And also, I didn't say this when I was showing like how to lay out the pieces, but the tabs for the top and for the bottom are the same width. So if you flip it, it's okay because you're not getting like a longer tab on the front or on the back.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me make sure I understand that. Sarah says she's officially in the Oola law. So excited to see. Yay. We I tell Keela like every day how much I love all the files. So
a lot of love went into them.
And we did it really quickly. I mean, we gave ourselves, we were just working nonstop, it feels like, on this.
Yeah.
All right, so I am getting there. You know what I will do though? So to glue the tabs down to the actual letter, I tend to gravitate towards Barely Art glue, but when I'm gluing the tabs to connect the set of tabs, I'll use my hot glue gun.
Oh.
I feel like it's, it just feels more secure, and because they're shorter, I don't need that long time to make adjustments.
Yeah. You've already got the structure in place at that point. You're just kind of like locking it in. And I'm sure too, like if you're gonna like ship these, you probably want that extra strength to them.
Yeah, I do like having that combo. Samantha says, "Good evening. Sorry for being late. I'm crafting up a storm for teachers and staff Appreciation Day Tuesday." And she says, "And I'm finally doing one of JB's plant files, the lollipops." Oh my gosh, Sam. Kayla, have you seen JB? JB, I think his handle is Hey JB Designs. He does like everything miniature, so he's got like these baby plants and
yes. Yes, the plants. Oh my god, yes, I have seen that.
So cute, right?
So cute.
So yeah, and he's so nice. And I just love, I mean, just like you, Kayla, like when I just really appreciate people who have talent. And so like when I just see somebody who's really good at their stuff, like I want to be their internet friend. I want to be their supporter. And so I saw his files and I just thought the projects were so stinking cute. And so I reached out to him. And so he let me have some of his files so that I could, play with them and show people how to use them. So
they're amazing. Like the amount of little teeny details and like it's amazing.
I am still going away at this. Kayla, you've got to show everybody your test files. Those little minis, they're so cute.
Oh, I don't have them.
Oh,
I should have brought them over here. They're with my son. He's playing. I made his name, so he's playing with them.
Oh, cute. Yeah, when Kayla was testing the files, she made them smaller than 6 inches, and it's so cute. I feel like I need to do a set. Did you do them at 3 inches, you said?
3 inches, and they're so cute.
I love that.
And because it was test cuts, I had like 15 of them. So I just had like this big handful of little teeny letters. They were so cute.
Anytime that I used to make stuff for my daughter, I still make stuff for my daughter, but anything that is like super small and super cute, they get trashed so fast. See how long you have those files for, or how long you have those little letters for.
Well, he got to, when I was doing like the boulangerie and the, what's the other one? Oh, the Eiffel Tower. Those took a million test cuts. And so all of the drafts of those, he got to destroy all of those.
Oh my gosh. No, so seriously, how many times do you think you cut them to test it out?
So what did I do for this one? Let's see. So I started with the Eiffel Tower was the first one that I made. And the Eiffel Tower is the first 3D anything that I've made. Well, that's not true. I made a lantern before, but before that, nothing else 3D. So of course I picked like the most complicated shape in the whole world to do the Eiffel Tower.
Well, yeah. I mean, you decided to do 3 of them, right? Because it's a set. And then, yeah, the shape is like odd. I've never seen anyone do that. So yeah.
That one took, I don't know. I would say I probably cut it 10 times.
Just minor adjustments, and then you think you've got it, and then you cut it, and then you encounter some other issue.
It's really the worst when you're like 10 mats in and you realize this like itty bitty thing that you forgot a score line or whatever, and then you scrap it all and you go right back.
So yeah, and you know what's funny is that one is not my favorite project, but I feel like it's most of our our followers, their favorite Oola project is the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the most comments on that one.
Yeah, I agree. I get the most comments about that one too. I definitely think after making that shape, though, like I can make any shape.
Oh, well, you know, I'm all for that then.
Yeah.
All right, I'm almost done with my letter A. You know, the other thing that I will say about using the hot glue gun is that sometimes, like when I'm just putting out the glue, my hand slips and then the glue gets to places where it shouldn't be showing. And the hot glue gun, it's so messy and you can't really clean it up. Like once it's on there and it's in a place that's visible, that's one of the things that I don't like about it.
Yeah, it's very permanent. You have to be very confident.
And it's super hot.
And that.
For those of you guys are on, can you tell me which one's your favorite project from Oola? I thought it was going to be the off the mat. Like as soon as I made it, I love Elise so much. But my favorite is the boulangerie box.
Yeah, you do love that one.
I love it so much. Okay, so like I was telling you guys, I'm keeping my letter A open. I'm not going to close this up. So the tabs on the side, I folded them in and I glued them in. So I'm going to have an open letter A. I'm still using all the components of A, but I am actually going to stack this up with a lot of foam tape and have it just like layers upon layers. So if you see the bottom of the A, the way that Kayla designed it originally, it's just one layer. I've cut 4. So this top one, I do want it to go all the way up to the top and meet me up here, but it's just going to be an open letter. I don't know. Like I'm kind of just experimenting today. The next letter, my letter D, I'm actually going to attempt to have water, to have it flowing. I've got a Ziploc bag. I've got this little guy over here that when it heats up, it can seal the plastic. So I don't know if it's going to work, but I thought it would be a good time to just experiment and have fun with you guys. So,
So that's not going in the A then. The
oh
water.
no, the water is going to go in the letter D, but the letter A, I'm actually using it the way you've designed it, but just a little bit different.
Oh, that makes sense because one of the D's has the fish on it.
Yeah, and I'm going to use the fish to sort of help me hide my problem areas. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Sam says, I'm most looking forward to the off the mat and the cake topper, but I love them all. Yay. I'm going to modify some of the functions to make them different than what was intended. Okay, so I love that. I think that's great because even between Kayla and myself, like from the time that she did the files, and we kind of talked about like some things, but it changed even from, between her and me. So I fully hope that you guys also change the design, change the colors. I don't know. I want to see it all. So. And Kayla, as a designer, I mean, you must get so many people sending you stuff and tagging you stuff like from your files. What is your, I don't know, like your favorite project that you've seen that was just like totally transformed?
Oh my gosh. I don't think I can answer that because first of all, because I get so many, I don't think I could even choose, but also because I love so many of the people that I create for that if I didn't say somebody who I love, I would feel really bad. You know what I mean? Literally, I mean, what I make, like nothing that I make is really like a standalone design. Like you don't just load it in and use it. And it's like pieces of things, you know what I mean? And so every day I'm constantly getting tagged in these just like unbelievably creative things that people take my stuff and make. And it's crazy because they'll tag me and they'll be like, oh, you know, like, thank you, the Salty Yankee, for this amazing design. And I'm like, look at all the stuff you did with it. Like, that was all you. Like, it's just, it's unbelievable. Like, I thought of you when I saw this. I think I don't know if she's here or not, but Tracy from Just a Creations.
Oh, she sent
Just
me
a
a
Creation.
picture. She said
Huh?
she did some like walk-in like welcome like thing.
Yeah, it's like,
Like
an
an arch.
alien like archway. Yeah. It's like 12 feet wide. And she like tagged me and was like, oh, thank you for her amazing work. And I'm like, you made the whole thing. Like, you did all of that. But I mean, it's great. I couldn't even think of the best one, but because it's every day, all day, I'm just getting to see this amazing stuff that everybody. It's amazing how 10 different people can use the same file and it looks completely different.
I don't know. I feel like mine should have been in the top 5 of yours. I've done so many of Kayla's files. So I love using her files. I know, like, I've been burned so many times in the beginning. And in the beginning, it's the worst because that's when you're like learning the most too, you know, like you need everything to go your way. And I've definitely had my fair share of bad files where you're like, oh my God, like what did I get myself into? Like it just, even as soon as you upload it, sometimes you know, but you've already paid for it. So you kind of just keep going. And then you just keep regretting it, right? Like as you get into the details, you're like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah, and if you're a beginner, it could probably, I'd imagine, could be pretty discouraging too. But my files weren't always that great, though. It's been 4 years, I think. Yeah, 4 years, because my son Ramsey Jr. was a breastfeeding baby when I started, and he's a big 4-year-old now. But it took a while to get to the quality that I am able to do now.
Okay, so I as you can kind of see, like I'm layering my way up through this A, and I'm 4 layers in, and I think I need to cut quite a few more layers because this is really deep, and I wasn't really thinking about it when I was doing it, but I hope that you get a feel for like how the letters are open, and it just gives you a different look. Like, I don't know, I kind of like it. I love it. So I'm going to continue, and I'm using Fairly Art foam tape just to layer this in. How are you doing on yours, Kayla?
So I just finished those.
Oh, you did?
Instead of starting folding the A, I think I'm going to start doing the details on these two.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I want to.
The fish is really cute. Okay, so Kayla sent me a message, and she's like, the fish was hard. It's hard to make the fish look cute. But I totally get it because, you know, like with SVG files and using your Cricut or your Silhouette, it's going to cut exactly the way it looks. So it's like, if it doesn't look cute, you cutting it and assembling it is not going to make it cute. Like, it's going to be what it is. So
yeah, it was, you know, because like I've made a million fish and they're all like, you know, like Nemo flounder cute fish, you know.
Right.
This guy has to be like a fish you're gonna like catch him and eat him fish. You know.
So I noticed that the mouth it's heart shaped. Was that on purpose?
No, but it's cute, right?
It's cute. Yeah, no, when I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it's a heart.
I was trying to make him smile.
Okay.
You know, so
very, very cute.
So it wasn't so gloom that there was like a hook next to him, you know? He's happy about it.
Well, I was my mom came over today and she brought me she cooked lamb chops for me. So I'm eating the lamb chops and my daughter goes she's like, so someone killed that. Like that was an animal. Like, do you know if it was almost dying? So then it's okay to kill it? Like, you know, and I'm just like, yeah.
I guess we'll have this conversation now.
Yeah, I know. So then, so yeah, I can see what you mean by the hook and the fish. It's all coming to me right now.
He's happy.
All right, so I'm gonna build this letter D, and then I'm not gonna close it because on this one as well. Wait, am I closing this one? I don't even know how I'm gonna do it. So actually, maybe I'll do the water part first, and let's see if it even works. So I'm gonna plug this in. Okay, so I'm going to move this over so you guys can see it. So I used to do, I like doing bookmark shakers. And so with the bookmark shakers, you're using acetate and then you stick your little, you know, sparkly stuff in there for the kids. And so to close it back up, you can use this little thing. So this little guy is from Amazon. I love it. Regular people who buy this use it to reseal their food. So like your chip bags, like anything plastic, right? You just push it down, you hold it down and it seals it back up. So this is a nice kitchen gadget to have in general. But what I'm going to do is I've got a Ziploc bag and I'm basically going to use this letter D. And okay, so I turned this on, so it's heating up. Let's look at this. So, like I said, I'm experimenting. So I'm using the original close right here that's already sealed. I'm going to use that as a side. And I'm going to basically do 2 columns of water. I mean, I get it. This should also be water down here. That I will figure out later. I just want to see if this is even going to work. So I am going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to trim this. And I ended up slicing it because I think originally, Keela, the way you had it was the red was going to be full and then you had a white layer and a blue layer that kind of covered up the rest of the red. I ended up taking the red and slicing it so that I can put this on top to kind of cover the edges of my Ziploc bag. So, and my ideas hardly ever work on the first try, so I'm letting you guys know. I don't know how this is going to be, but I think I'm going to try this. See if this is going to work. All right, so I trimmed this off. So now this is open. So I'm going to need to take this little guy. So let's put this on here. So I'm going to put this in here like this so you can kind of see. And I'm going to seal it from top to bottom. All right. All right. So I don't know if you could, how well you can see it. Let me see if this is better. I'm going to put it against this blue. So you can see, I think you can kind of see it, right? So this is the edge, the original edge. And then now I've added this seal up here. So I'm going to pour water in. We're going to see on my water bottle.
Moment of truth.
As things start to leak and I have all this water near me. Okay. I'm not going to fill it because I want to. Oh, look. So it looks like an otter pop, right? See it? Okay, so my water is not leaking at all. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to open this up. I also have some glycerin that I'm going to add in there. And I'm hoping that's going to make it, I don't know, like more lava feel-ish, like, you know, like the lava lamps.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add that in here. Okay. And then, okay, I'm still good. There's like no leaks. Okay. I was hoping this was going to work. I got a bunch of blue sequins and stuff that I want to put in. So, oh. I don't know. Is this going to be like a total game changer?
Glycerin is what you put when you make like your own snow globe, right?
Oh, yeah.
It cause like suspends the glitter and stuff like throughout it.
Hi, Erica. Erica says she's from Phoenix and she's late. It's totally okay that you're late. Okay, I'm actually going to seal this up for the moment because I need both hands to open up this other bag. But can you guys see it right now? Like there's stuff in there and it's totally moving and not leaking. So okay. Let's see. Oh, I spilled water. All right. Okay. All right, I've got my water, my little water bag. I think it's gonna work. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna build my letter and we'll see.
So you left the little zipper part of the bag?
Uh-huh.
On top?
Although now that I left it, but you're right, maybe I should just seal it. Hold on, I'm gonna do it. Okay. I left it on, but I just did I sealed it two ways. So the original seal of the bag is on the left hand and on the bottom because I just cut it straight up. So I sealed it across and down. So now I've created my own rectangle and you can see there's no water leaking out onto my letter D. So I feel confident. And I think this is good. Okay. And I'm going to use this maybe to glue it to the top. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Okay. Let me build my letter D. How much time do we have left? Okay. We're good. We're good. As long as everyone else is good, we can always just record this and post it. So now if you're just getting on, if you remember, then you won't remember. But for those that have been on, the square, all the tabs have sort of like a marking on them. So the inside has squares. So for the letter D, there should be a 1 and a 2. And here's my 1. And it's going to start at the top. So it's going to go like this. And then it's going to go clockwise. So it's nice and ready to go for you. So this is the 1. It's going to start in the top of the inside because it's a square. And then my second piece is going to attach here and close up. So there's not that much thinking that's left on this thing, which I absolutely love. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to need to do this. Okay. like thinking my way through this. I'm experimenting because I have not done this.
All right, so I've got my fish. He's done. I've been so excited to glue him because I don't normally layer files like this. Most of my files are layered on the solid black background so you can see the black outlines
Yeah.
to the front. But I thought this was kind of fun. He's 3 layers and that's it. Or 4 layers. I'm sorry, 4 layers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so cute.
He is cute. So Sandy had a really good suggestion for me. She says, for water safety, just in case of a leak, I would put a double seam on each edge. That would have been smart before I put my, okay, let me, you know what? I have room. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, that's, and then I didn't give myself enough room for the long, I can't do the long way. I don't have enough room, but next time, next time I will definitely, that's a good idea. I will
that's really smart.
Double up. Let's see. Raylene says, I'm going to have to add glycerin to my craft room supplies. Yes. I don't use it that often, but I bought it one time because, darn it, I don't have my purse near me. Oh, I do. I did those little keychain doodads to put on my purse, like on the outside. And I bought it, but I couldn't, the glycerin, it's so yucky. Like I just didn't even want to work with it anymore because it's, it's like oily and I just stopped messing with it, but I pulled it out for this one for today.
All right, these 2 are done.
Oh, so cute.
Now for this one, I included a digital paper. I don't have my printer set up here at our new house, but there's a digital paper included with this if you wanted to print then cut. It's got like bubbles on it to look like water, but I just used plain glue for it.
I did notice that, Keila. So I have a question for you. Did you try to upload the digital paper into Design Space?
No, I've never, so I know how to use digital paper in Design Space.
So you upload it as a pattern?
No, I uploaded it as a print then cut and then just sliced it.
Okay, so that's how I used to do it. And then I was talking to Celeste and she's like, you're not doing it right. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's how I always do it. I upload everything as an SVG, right? Or print and cut. And then I go in there and I either slice out that shape or whatever. She's like, you don't have to slice out if you upload it correctly. And I tried it out and I'm like, oh my God, I just learned how to do it about a week ago.
I know how to use the pattern like function because I have made seamless like tiles before. So like they'll repeat, like for people who make print fabric. So I have gone in there before to sort of like test the integrity of how seamless it is. You know what I mean? To have it automate it. So I have used it, but I don't know. I've never thought about that. I just thought, oh, put it in, slice it.
That's what I thought too. But then when she showed me, I was like, yeah, that is a lot easier to just fill it in. So I will do a YouTube tutorial using this file and I will show you guys if you don't know what I'm talking about. Linda says, love it, Keila.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. All right, so I've got my inside of the D, and now I'm going to do my outside. Monica says, "Hi, ladies. These are so cool. Can't wait to try these. It's so cute. I know." And I think it'll be super cute for Father's Day to just have them on the table, like near the cake, if you guys do a cake or whatever. I think that'll be cute.
On the breakfast table or something. That's what we do, breakfast always.
Oh, you do breakfast?
Father's Day, yeah. There's something about like dads and breakfast, you know?
Well, my husband and my daughter made breakfast for Mother's Day. So they cooked well, actually, wait, did they cook? They sliced fruit and then they ordered for delivery. So I take that back.
Hey, I would still take it.
So Kayla, did you always like your first thing into crafting was straight up as a designer?
Kind of. So I was planning on buying a Cricut and doing something, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. It was basically like I had my son and I had quit my job.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, okay, I need to either make money or I'm going to have to get a job. And I do not want to get a job. I don't want to do that. So I had started like while I was like up all night with him, like as a newborn, like researching and like watching YouTube and trying to figure out like, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then during that process is when I figured out that like, oh, like people buy art to make these things. And so I was like, well, I can do that. Because I've always been real artsy,
Mm-hmm.
like illustration wise. And so that's just kind of how it happened. And then I discovered Nick, who Logos by Nick on YouTube. And I just became obsessed with watching his videos. And then that's how I learned how to use Inkscape.
I really wish I could do that. But it's just not, I feel like I would, I don't know, use so much energy in trying to learn it. And it doesn't come naturally to me. So I feel like I would have to try so hard, that I don't know if it's worth it. Actually, I know it's not worth it.
It's hard. Like doing the designing part is like a full-time job, or not like it is a full-time job. So I can't even imagine designing and crafting, but there are women who do it. I've seen it. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, there are people who do.
Not me, but I never would have imagined though that this is where I would have ended up, like for my like full-time job, like creating art. It's pretty crazy. If I could go back and like show my 15-year-old self what I was doing, she'd be pretty impressed.
Right? I know. So were you working, what were you doing before then?
Oh, I was just working in retail. I was a manager at Claire's, like the jewelry store in the mall.
Oh my God. I would love you right now. My daughter goes there and we spend so much money there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a store manager there for a little while. Before that, I was a general manager for Five Below.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you have any Five Belows there.
We do, and lots of crafters shop there.
I bet. Yeah, I was a GM there for like 3 or 4 years, and back when it was a while ago. It was back when they were small. There was only like 100 stores when I was working there.
Oh wow.
Like we didn't have like television commercials yet. It was kind of like a little baby company, but it's never what I wanted to do. It's just what I was doing,
Right. Mm-hmm.
but this is what I want to do. So.
So my D is not perfect, but I'm going to throw in my water. I'm wondering, would that work? I think about this. So, it does work. I mean, so I still have no leak issues. I think what I'm going to do is put it right here, but I need it to stay on top. And then now that I'm thinking about it, how am I going to get this to stay on top of that? Okay, I didn't really think this through, so hold on. I can't have that. Or can I? All right, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna glue some, let's see. I wanna use a hot glue gun because I want it to stay. So I think I got this. All right, I'm gonna use my hot glue gun. Okay, and then I'm gonna move the water up a little bit so that there's none right here, and I'm gonna glue to the bottom of this. Raylene says, Kayla, this is the first time I've seen you craft. How is it on the flip side? Does it change the way you design?
Yes. So I started designing before I bought a Cricut, and you can tell like which files I've made before I owned a Cricut. Because it really, like, unless you're actually making them, you don't know what's best. And like, okay, I'll give you an example. When my niece Shay turned 2, I made her a cake topper. And I had already designed the cake topper. Like, it was done and I just needed to buy the Cricut. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll make you her cake topper and it'll be great. And it was just like the worst, most awful thing assembling that cake topper, because it had like, oh my God, it had teeny, itty, bitty, tiny pieces and like way too many. It was so overcomplicated. And it was a file that I was selling too, like on Etsy. And so once I actually had to make it, it put things into like a different perspective of like, would I actually want to make this?
Yeah,
and
would I ever do it again?
And it was a hard no for that cake topper. It came out really cute, but I would never wish it on anybody.
I totally understand that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so here's what I've learned. So you can totally do this. I glued on the edges so you can kind of see like at the water works, right? And then I'm going to have the fish on this thing. And then the water will go. So don't fill up your tube with water, because you don't want water where this outline's going to go, because it's going to go on the tabs. So the water is going to be pushed out kind of like in the middle right here. But what I will say is the tabs are a little bit thick. I should have made this thicker. I wasn't really thinking about it. So my options are, at this point, I can just trim down the edges, which is okay for some places, but not okay for others. Like, obviously I already glued this down, but I think it's going to be okay because I'm just going to put my fish kind of like covering that. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to just make sure that I trim the rest of this so that it doesn't show. But I don't know. I think this water thing is a success. I'm going to do one more tab of water here, and we'll see.
So it's the water's going to go up and down on both sides. What's going to go in the top and the bottom? Do you know yet?
Well, I wasn't gonna have water all the way around. I was just thinking it's kind of like in and out of water. I wasn't really thinking. Because your original D had the water like had white on top. So in my mind, when I saw that, like my whole letter D wasn't gonna have water, but yeah, that I need to think about that. It was an afterthought. So I'm trimming down all my edges, really, all my tabs. I still want to leave some tabs, you know, some part of the tab on there so that you can glue your water pouch to it and also the outline of my red. So. And Kayla, how are you doing on time? I'm okay going over.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so now I've got, where's my other, okay, so this one, yeah. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use this edge since it's already, you know, like enclosed. And then I'm going to cut this side. And then I'm going to do double, like Raylene suggested, I think. Or, oh no, Sandy. So I'm going to move this over. And got double, and then we'll enclose the top after we fill it. So let me fill it with water. Oh my. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
The sound of glitter just like gushing in. All right, so I've got water in there. Close this off. So I had a little bit of problems closing this off because of the way I did the glitter. So what you definitely want to make sure is that your sequins or your glitter is not in the way. So like mine was in the way of where I closed it. So I do have a leak, which I didn't have the first time. So now I need to make sure that and of course my glitter won't move. All right, here we go. Okay, now I don't have a leak. Okay. So I can't even believe I'm doing this. All right, gluing it down.
Here's the fishing pole, and I didn't glue this part because I kind of thought it was cute that the hook and line kind of like shakes a little.
Still move? Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
Kind
that.
of just hangs. So I did mine really basic. I did just exactly as designed. I don't have any fancy water in mine.
You really need to work on that. I'm almost done with my letter. It's going to be a little weird because there are some parts that don't have water, but I think it's okay. It's okay for it being the first time. And then the fish will cover up some of these things. You know what I was thinking is maybe next time when I do this, to actually put maybe a layer of acetate so that wherever I don't have the water, it will still look like there's kind of like that same look as the plastic bag, like the Ziploc bag, if I had that acetate there. So I think that would be better. All right. You see, because I have
and you can hear it.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, I need to still work on this, but so then the fish. So I cut out my fish, but I haven't done it yet. But I'm thinking of I cut out 2 fish, and I just flipped them so that it wouldn't.
Aww.
So I did a little baby fish that I was going to put somewhere, you know, if I needed to. And maybe if I made this fish a little bit smaller, I could have put a few. And then it would help me hide all my issues. But I think I like it. I think not bad, right?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. You know, if you did do acetate over the whole top, you could do 2 smaller baggies in the top and bottom.
Yeah, I could.
And the acetate would kind of hide the seam a bit.
Yeah, and then have it run all the way through. I don't know.
Is it heavy?
I think we're on to something.
Is it heavy?
No, it's not. I mean, I didn't feel. I mean, I just love that you can even hear it. But
Yeah.
see, yeah, no, I think I need to work on. Yeah, I just wanted to see if it would even work. But then we could just cover up like little areas and then just let it go. Or we could even, because it kind of goes a little bit past, you know, the red. I think what I would do next time is instead of gluing on top of the tabs, I would glue on the underside of the tabs, and then that way it would, you know, then this would be on top of the tab, and then it would be more flat. Noemi says, where do you get the file? So on the Salty Yankees Instagram page, there's a link to the free file. Sarah says, oh, wait, just put some light behind it. That would distract the eye anyways. Light it up and bling it more. I could try the lights. You know what? Okay, so I will say, on the left-hand side, I had the glycerin in there, and on the right-hand side, I just didn't this time. And I like the way the little pieces on the inside is moving with the glycerin, because it's sort of just like it takes its time to come down. And on the right-hand side, the glitter is just going up and down. Whereas this, you get more of like movement, like slower movement for it to go, kind of like exactly like a lava lamp. So I do recommend the glycerin. I'm not going to close this just yet because I feel like I'm going to work on something here. I'm going to fill up these two, and I'll post the picture when I'm done. Oh, Kayla, I love the way yours turned out.
Thank you.
This is the first time that you pieced it together, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty amazing. Like it came out exactly the way I mean, I know you designed it, but for me, like anytime that even when I put things together, it always still takes me a couple times to make sure that I like the way everything is. Like I still make little edits here and there.
Yeah, I think sometimes when I design stuff, it never looks like enough on the screen. And I kind of forget that like once you make it on paper, sometimes like less is more, you know? Like I kind of thought that maybe there wasn't enough on here, but I think it's good. It's simple. I like it.
I like it. No, and I like that it's different. Like all three letters are a little bit different. Let's see, we have some comments here. Linda says, I've been forced to work in a building with over 1,000 children for 9 months this year. I'm so far behind. Where is the info for Oola La? I want to play. Where is the file? Linda, oh my gosh. Okay, so first of all, you need to go. It's on my website, so theuselesscrafter.com. And I'm going to bring over some files right now. Well, first, let me wipe up all the water, because there is no way I want my Oola La files to even touch this. And then, yeah, so it's on my website. It's $29. Kayla and I joined forces, and we absolutely love all of our projects. So my favorite, of course, I'm going to flip the cameras because I want to show you here. This one is my favorite file. So it's the Boulangerie box. So you can see how big it is. It opens up and it can hold envelopes in here. So we made a slot so that you can, if this was a party, you can hold all the gift cards, just cards in general. And so it could be, at the bridal shower, this would hold all the gift cards. But it could also be at the end of the party, turn into like a little keepsake box, because you can open this up. You don't have to use the slot there, and you can put in pictures. You can put in, little decorative pieces that you may have used for the party, and it's just so cute. So I just want you to see that, and you can, because you get the SVG files, you can start to play with it and modify it between, not just the colors, but the design, the shape of the windows. Like I would have loved to, I didn't do it on this one, but I think I would have liked little planters and done like little flowers kind of sitting out front, because that's what you see in all like the French stores.
That would be so cute.
Right? So there's that. And then we were talking about the Eiffel Tower party, the party favor boxes, which I love this. But this is the one that everyone loves. Like I said, this one's my favorite. And then I want to say Elise, the Often That, is my second, and this is my third one. So my third favorite. But it's 3 different party boxes. So you can fill this up and it opens up on top. You've got the files. You can do it however you want to. It comes, so everything that you see, like the flowers even, those are SVG files that are included in the package. So, and then all the clip art. So this is the other one. And then We've got cake toppers. We've got another, the 3D letters. So you get a full set of the 3D letters. Today you got a sample of the two, the D and the A, but this is my A with the Eiffel Tower. And
I
so
love that so much.
I love it too. I love this one. And we got Elise up here, which I can take down. So we show you so much. These are the flowers. They're just like blooming over. The wheels spin, but hold on. It's kind of hard to hold it. They're shaker wheels. So I'm going to show you how to piece all this together. Kayla and I, Kayla will be joining us when she can, but starting this Friday, I will be doing the assembly portion. And if you can't make it, so every day for 5 days, starting on Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, starting at 4:00 Pacific, we do one project a day and it's recorded. It's available for replay. So you don't have to be there. And then we've already, the member space for this, it's $29. It's a one-time fee. You go in there and the member space has the files, the tutorials, and the material list. So I break down every cardstock that I use, the colors, so you know where to get them. And you don't have to use it, but if you wanted to see how, certain times I feel like I get a lot of questions, or I'll get pictures from you guys and I'll be like, I followed everything, but it doesn't look like yours. And a lot of times the cardstock will definitely come into play. So, like this one, I'm using the sequin glitter. You can see it catches the light. It just makes it different. If you use just plain brown, sometimes brown is a hard color to work with because it gets boring really quickly. And with hair, it fills up so much space. So sometimes, it's nice, even though it's kind of weird to have glitter colored hair, but it works. So, for me, I think it's really helpful to have the list of supplies, because when the colors, it's playing with the colors and starting to develop your own style. I think that it's really helpful to see what colors go well with each other. Smooth versus textured cardstock, all of that is something that you start to learn when you craft, or even when you've been crafting a long time. I'm learning it still when it comes to die cutting, for instance. It just feels like no matter how I piece it together, it's still not like a stinking cute project. So I think all of this helps. So I love it. So you have until, technically Friday, if you want to still try to like join in on that part of it. It's $29 and you get all the files. I think Keela, you listed it out the other day. Is it 27 like SVG files that actually come with it?
Well, there's 27 SVG files just in the clip art.
Oh, okay. So
because
explain that.
Yeah. So Anne shared it on her page like yesterday, I think. So you get the files for the projects, like you get the Eiffel Tower, you get the Boulangerie box, you get all that. But then you also get a set of clip art, which is like so much more than what you see. Like Elise on her bicycle, you get her that way, but then you also get her on her bicycle facing forward, like on the cake topper. You get her walking with like a little, like a suitcase in her hand, like walking, two little buildings, a paper airplane, jam. It's all these little tiny things that you could then add to your projects to make them different. And with those clip art images, every one is a layered SVG and a PNG. So if you wanted to make an off the mat of like the stacked macaroons or Elise walking, you could make another off the mat out of those extra files.
And what you can do with it, for instance, is like the fact that this little postage stamp right here is an SVG file. You can change that color, right, for one, and then you can easily edit the text and add the date of your party, Charlotte's 9th birthday, instead of saying, right now it says XOXO Craft Girls postmarked. But the nice thing about it being an SVG file is if you didn't like the turquoise. You can change your turquoise skirt into a pink skirt, into a blue skirt, into a purple skirt, and then flatten it. So it's nice that all of these can be flattened and turned into clip art, but you have the SVG file so that you can edit it before you do that. So all of these files, I mean, just from the clip art, like I said, it's like 27 SVG files plus the 5 projects, which I mean, the one project is 3D letters, so you get all of the letters. So yeah, so we're super excited to share it with you guys. Linda says, "Don't speak my name. My husband is in the same room, and I'm getting out the credit card to." But yeah, so I mean, I feel like for $29, the files, I mean, just everything is by itself is worth it, but together it's amazing. We've got, and for all the projects leading up to it, the tutorials are already there. So I'm doing it in Design Space because I'm most comfortable with Design Space. But the way, because it's an SVG file and we're not really trying to build it, like build the SVG file itself, the SVG files already comes in with this workshop. Within Design Space, we're sort of just like moving things, like placing them, resizing them, like minimal adjustments so that it's easy to follow along. Even if you don't have Design Space, but you're using Silhouette, for example, you should be able to do everything. It's pretty seamless that way. And so, yeah, I'm super excited. The tutorials are there, the supply list, like I said, all the extras too, like today's live and all of that stuff is.
There's bonus projects too. There's the 5 projects, but then there's also the macaroon box.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an Inkscape tutorial to make another project too.
We gave you a lot for our first collaboration. So hopefully you guys, so it's at theuselesscrafter.com. You can go on there and you can see workshops, but it's right there on the main page. But afterwards, because this is going to be recorded and available for replay for those that pass the June deadline, it's still, you know, it's available and then you can still purchase it. It's under workshops. And I think that's it. So we just want to say thank you for joining us today. And hopefully we'll see you this Friday. And yeah, I'm going to finish this letter D and hopefully you'll see it sometime this week. Kayla, do you have anything before we go?
No, that's it.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.